So, as this video has gone up, today is my birthday, and I didn't want to stream Friday because I have family over celebrating my birthday since, you know, I'm doing stuff Saturday for my birthday. So what I wanted to do was kind of make this video as like a, hey, let's try to help some people out. I've been doing the VOD reviews for a little while now, and I feel like they've really helped people a lot. I feel like there's a lot of people who have really enjoyed them, who really appreciate it, and I love that. I would love to do more, and so far the live VOD reviews have been great. I've been doing, really well with them. I don't think I've really put someone in the wrong direction. I wanted to give back and say how I went from Platinum to Masters. By the way, this isn't like over 2 weeks. This isn't 2 days. This is over the course of 2 years. 2 years it took me to get from Plat to Masters. These tips are not only for support, by the way, or tank or DPS. Since I have only gotten to Masters in the support category, that doesn't mean this just applies to supports. I am currently 3,400 in tank. I'm 3,520, I think, in support. And right now I'm not doing great with DPS, but I'm somewhere around 3,200. But I've gotten to around 3,400 with all of them. And I think that this could apply to everyone, since getting to these levels isn't strictly... I wanted to make this as broad of a term as possible in order to help everybody in order to get from one tier to the next tier, or even 2 tiers, however much it is. There are a ton of videos out there saying how to get from this rank to this rank, how to be Platinum, how to be Masters, how to be GM, how to be Diamond, the difference between 2 different ranks. There is a bunch of videos telling you how to get better at Overwatch. I'm here to share my story. Now, in going from Platinum to Masters, I was Platinum. I started out Season 10 playing casually. I didn't play competitive at all. Season 11 is when I started playing competitive, and I got the bog standard Platinum, 2,500. Now, the reason I got to 2,500 was mainly mechanics. I played Soldier when I first started, back in Season 10, just playing casually, and from there I played a ton of DPS and a ton of tank. That's because I had played COD for so long. I was decent at COD, and that's how I got to 2,500, was because of my aim. And I stayed there for a very long time because I didn't know anything about the game. I played through Season 12, Season 13, both 2,500, and I stayed there for a very, very long time. A year, in fact. And I didn't really want to start trying to improve other than just playing the game until February 2019 is when I started to try and take this more seriously. What I ended up doing was I ended up joining a team in order to try and, help me out. I wanted to see if I could get better by joining a team and learning from that. I thought it would be a great idea, and it was. It helped me out a lot, learning who I wanted to play, what I brought to Overwatch in general, and what I needed to improve upon. Obviously, you don't have to join a team to be better at Overwatch. Would I suggest joining a team? Yes, of course. Joining a team has helped me with shot calling, especially since I'm such like a nervous person in general. I'm not really that good with people. I'm very bad with people, in fact. So joining a team helped me learn to shot call a lot more. I was very good at the game, mechanics-wise, but other than that, I was completely and utter trash. So that's why I played DPS, because I could aim. I couldn't do anything else, though. I was in Platinum because of my aim. And I even know people who can get up to Diamond, and I've even heard Masters sometimes with just their aim. But everything else is awful. Another thing that I would suggest besides teams is coaching or VOD reviews. Self-VOD reviews especially. Those are very big. Because if you can learn what you need to improve upon and work towards that, practice that for as long as you can, you will improve very, very quickly. I had our coach helped VOD review me for a couple of games, and those were great. I got a lot of good feedback. I was very thankful and very helpful, and I improved upon those things that they said I needed improving upon, and I easily got to Diamond within the next season. I went from 2800 when I first started playing in the Platinum team that I was in, and I moved up to a Diamond team. Self-VOD reviews are very important because if you can look at yourself and reflect yourself as harshly as possible, you will definitely be able to reduce the amount of mistakes you make. After reviewing myself a couple of times, I took losing streaks horribly. I was very upset, I was very frustrated, and I didn't know what to do. After I had reviewed what my mistakes were, I instantly turned those losing streaks into winning streaks, and that's how I got to Diamond. Was an 8-game winning streak from around 2800, 2900 to about 3000, 3200, I'd say. And that was season 17. Around there is when I had played strictly support. I went from DPS to support, and I crushed it. I was doing great. I knew the mistakes that I was making, and I knew what I needed to do to change those mistakes. So self-VOD reviews are important, but if you can't figure out what is wrong with your gameplay, the same thing with those Discords. I'll even put the Discords in the description. I have a couple of Discords that are amazing. You could probably even look them up online. It's just a bunch of Discords that are based around scrims and are based around coaching and are based around teams. Those things are very, very important, and I think that will help people climb from Plat, Bronze. Well, I think teams go as low as Gold and as high as Grandmaster. So if you're a Bronze or Silver, sorry, you're out of luck. I'm sure there are teams out there, but from what I've seen, it's as low as Gold. Practicing these mistakes in general will help you improve. Not only do you need to self-assess yourself or have somebody assess it for you, you know, your issues and the problem that you're having, you also need to practice it. You can say, oh, my issue is I'm not very good at aiming. But if you don't practice that, what's the point in even reviewing yourself or have somebody review you in general? If your mistakes are, hey, I need to learn to block a shatter, and you never practice that, what's the point? You know, you can say it, but it's the execution that really matters. The real important thing is learning what to do in order to practice that stuff. We have this wonderful thing called Workshop, where you have so many different workshop codes that can help you with this kind of stuff. There are Lucio wall run practices. There are Rein Shatter block workshop codes. You can even practice on just aiming in general with some workshop codes. These things are not only to make fun in new game modes, they're also to help people with aiming, with blocking earth shatters, with trying to hit a Pharah out of the sky. I can put down some of these workshop codes in the description below. I'll probably put them out on screen soon, but these are amazing, amazing workshop codes that can help you out in the long run. The main issue that I see people having is not being able to limit their mistakes. See, in Platinum, there's a lot, Platinum and Gold in general, I'm going to kind of group these together. There's a lot of people who blame their teammates, and they don't know that it's their own fault that they're losing their games. The common denominator is you. If you think your team is losing you these games, then prove that. Say that you make no mistakes and prove it. But if you look at yourself and you see a mistake, then you cannot blame your teammates. Even if that mistake is so small, is so minuscule, there is a lot of things that can happen, a chain reaction that can happen if you limit those mistakes. Platinum and Gold are full of toxic players who don't know how to improve. And the reason they don't know how to improve is because they either haven't gotten coaching or just don't want to improve in general. They think it's their teammates who are the issue. And it's not, it's them. What you need to do in Plat is look at, hey, I might be good at shooting with Widowmaker, but my positioning, I don't know where to set up. I don't know where to be. I don't know what to do. But as far as shooting, I can get 3-4 kills, but I don't know what to do else from there. It's the same thing with a Reinhardt. A Reinhardt can be great with setting up in his positions. He knows where to go, but he has no idea when to use Earth Shatter. He has no idea when to charge, stuff like that. It's for everyone. It's not just for one place or the other. Recently, I VOD reviewed someone who had amazing game sense. He knew exactly what to do, but his mechanics were not the greatest. That's why he was in a gold elo. So the top 3 things that I would say people need to, and to put this all into 3 categories is saying a lot. These are very broad terms, but there are 3 things that you need to work on: game mechanics, positioning, and game sense. Game mechanics as in aiming, abilities, and ultimates. Learning when to use those, getting value out of those, and value meaning using them to their full potential. Positioning. Where does this character need to be in order to get the maximum amount of value in general? And all of these tutorial videos will tell you the same thing. Value, 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 value. What does that mean? That means you need to get the most out of what you're doing, whether it be position, game mechanics, or game sense. Doesn't matter. You need to be almost perfect in this game in order to get up to those higher levels. Obviously, that won't happen, not getting to those higher levels, but being perfect is what gets most of these players up to these higher ranks. They've mastered game mechanics. They've mastered positioning, whatever it is. Game sense is more along the lines of counters, being like, hey, Mei counters ball. What can I do to work around that? And what can I do if ball isn't working? Who do I need to change to counter Mei? Stuff like that. The understanding of space with tanks, the understanding of I can heal 2 people. I don't need to heal this person up to full, then heal another person. I can heal both of them just by hitting them once with like an Ana nade on this person and then shooting this person. Doesn't matter. Game sense is very important because this is how you are able to counter other enemies. As you can see in Season 11, this is where I started, 2500, and I was a casual gamer. I took things not so seriously. I started trying to be in all roles at the same time, and 2500, I was 2600, somewhere around there for many, many seasons. I took a very long break I played very few games in Season 13, and I took a break in Season 14, and I came back in Season 15, still Platinum. But I played, and I played, and I played. And Season 16 is when I joined the team, and I had a huge boost in SR. 2887 was my final, and my season high. That's an insane amount of SR to gain. A big thing that had happened to me was, hey, I'm on a team now. I know how to shot call. I know my mistakes. I'm fixing those mistakes, and that's how I went from Season 16 being Plat to Season 17, knowing my role as a support player and being Diamond. That was insane to me. I climbed so much. I was so happy. I knew my role. I wanted to play support. I would love to play the other roles, but I knew that in my team, I wanted to play support, and I climbed, and I made those changes and those mistakes. I changed them. Role queue beta was nice. It was a good idea, and it was great because then I could look at what needed to improve and what I could change in order to improve upon those specific roles. So I knew that it was mainly my support that was doing a lot of the work in keeping me afloat, and it was my tank that was lacking, and I fixed that. Obviously, you don't need to specialize in every single role. You can specialize in one role. But I'm a flex player. I like to see what the issue with my SR was. I wanted to make short-term and long-term goals for myself. I wanted to make my season high at least 3,300 for every single role. And I feel like that's a good short-term goal. Short-term goals and long-term goals are very important. The short-term goal that I had was get to 3,300 on every role. My long-term goal was to get to Grandmaster. And that will forever be my long-term goal. And you don't want to set something too impossible up, but you also want to have something that's reachable as well. That's why you set both short-term and long-term goals. And currently in this current competitive season, I got to Masters on support. I was astounded. I'm 3,400 on tank. My current short-term goal is to get to 3,400 with everything. So I feel like if people try to do something like this, where they set up these goals and they try to work through everything, there's a lot of people who can climb. That's how I went from Plat to Masters. I hope that this will help other people try in the climb as well. But again, this doesn't apply to everyone. This is how I went from Platinum to Masters over the course of 2 years. Well, not necessarily. It's more over the course of 1 year. I started in the team around February of 2019, and that's when I started to take things seriously. It is currently December of 2019, and I have went from Platinum to Masters, high, Diamond, low Masters in that time. So again, I hope this helps you out. If you want VOD reviews, I have the VOD reviews on the channel if you guys want to get your VOD reviewed. I do anything from Diamond or below with support, and Plat to Plat and under for tank and damage. Once I get to Masters with tank and damage, I can help with those later, but for right now, I'm working on those. I'll have the VOD review video in the description, so you guys can go to that, fill out the form, and then I'll get to your video as soon as possible. If anybody has any more questions about certain things, please, by all means, comment on the video, say whatever is troubling you, and I'll do my best to help out. But yeah, I really hope this helped. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later.